Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 12th of February 2025. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the S&P ASX 200 finished up more than 0.5% today to 8,535 points, a new closing high and not far off the all-time intraday high of 8,567 points. Industrials did best, while financials jumped on the back of a boom Commonwealth Bank result. It had a few friends, though. National Australia Bank did well, so too Westpac and Macquarie Bank. The Commonwealth reported a $5.13 billion profit for the 6 months to the end of December, also recorded a higher dividend. The result was in line with expectations or a little bit better, but it was a high-quality result. That's what sent its share price up. The tech stocks were among the worst performers today. Pro Medicus and Xero were both down 2%. A few notables: the share price of Computershare jumped 15% after its half-year profit beat expectations, and management flagged an upgrade in full-year profits. Suncorp's share price jumped 1.5% after the insurer's net profit rose to $1.1 billion in the first half. That's up from $582 million. The big jump was thanks to a one-off gain from the sale of its bank to ANZ. Story number 2, the Prime Minister has led a chorus of criticism over a video involving 2 nurses from Sydney in hospital uniforms, one of whom threatened to kill Israeli patients and refuse them medical care. The PM characterised the video as driven by hate, disgusting and vile. He's spoken to the Australian Federal Police to offer whatever assistance is required for the New South Wales Police investigation. The New South Wales government says the pair will never be allowed to work for the state's health system again as it looks into the incident. Story number 3, one of Australia's biggest gold miners, Evolution Mining, is rewarding shareholders for a much higher price for the precious metal, tripling its half-year dividend. Evolution said its profit for the 6 months to the end of December almost quadrupled, in part thanks to gold hovering around $2,900 an ounce. For that period, Evolution's revenue was $2 billion, up 50%. It operates 6 gold mines in Australia and Canada. The group plans to mine 780,000 ounces of gold this financial year. Its share price is up about 31% over the last 5 weeks, 110% in the last 12 months. That's what happens when the price for gold surges. Story number 4, in global markets, the Aussie dollar is on a tear. Well, it's not really, but it is back above 63 US cents. That came despite the US Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell overnight saying he's in no hurry to cut rates in the US. Oil prices are higher as signs emerge that sanctions against Russian oil exports are kicking in. That helped the local oil companies like Santos and Woodside today. And story number 5, there's almost too many stories out of the US and the Trump administration to go through them all. Let's look at some highlights. Elon Musk today denied leading a hostile takeover of the US government and defended his cost-cutting plans as he made a surprise first appearance at the White House. And the world's richest man took questions from reporters in the Oval Office as he stood next to President Donald Trump and had his 4-year-old son playing in between them. He admitted to being incorrect in some of the things he says, but broadly described sweeping government cuts as common sense measures that are non-draconian or radical. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has again insisted that the US will take control of the Gaza Strip. He was talking after he met with Jordan's King Abdullah, who has rejected the proposal. And in related news, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has warned Hamas he will end the ceasefire in Gaza and resume fighting if the Palestinian group does not return our hostages by Saturday noon. Mr. Netanyahu said he had ordered Israeli forces to amass inside and around Gaza in response to Hamas's announcement that it was postponing freeing more hostages until further notice. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 12th of February, 2025. Make sure you hit follow on the podcast. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the Thursday edition of the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.